Oh, Mick. It just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
I don't know if better is the word you would use in that circumstance, but that wasn't too bad by your standards.
But
sounded like you got the angels into the studio to do that.
Well, I used a prompt of goth.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Now, but I did, because I've just been away, as you know, I've been travelling around Australia.
And I think you've got to apologise to all of our listeners for that, because they've been going the last 2 months.
Yeah, they've had to endure.
They click on Mick and the Fat Man. Maybe they thought their subscriber number had dropped out or something.
They've endured nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
But I've travelled all the way to the very, very top of Australia. And do you know what's at the very, very top of Australia?
Nothing.
No, there's a sign there that's had the shit shot out of it that says, "Welcome to the top of Australia."
and naturally, if the sign's been shot, it's in Queensland.
Because it's in Queensland. It's the top of the pop. It's fantastic. So, yeah, that was very exciting. Drove all the way up there. Did one of your sort of things, like just drive lots and lots of miles like you have done on the bike over the years.
Oh, yeah, that's what you do.
So I knocked out about 15,000 Ks, but I did come back down through central Queensland. And when I was down in central Queensland, I was thinking about maybe something like this. What about that for a new intro?
Oh, God, my shoes have just unlaced themselves and they're boot scooting across the studio. So we can share it with you. No, abso-bloody-lutely not.
No, good. I think it's a great one. It's got
awful.
I've added a prompt of Southern country.
You'd need some Southern comfort, I tell you.
What a terrible drink that was back in the day.
Awful.
That people still buy it.
Sweetness, and oranges.
People still buy it. Anyway, so yeah, there's that one, and there's one other that I've got here that I thought you might like, which is sorry, where are we? I've just got to find.
Quick, find it so you can get this thing off.
There it is.
Telling tales about the music we grew up with, so we can share it with you. The artists we saw, the music we bought, the way you can't do anymore.
There's a kind of genericness about them, isn't there?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, it's lots of choices there for you, Mick. So we might go through them at some point. And
I think, as long as you've got your finger poised over the delete button. Nope. Yeah,
they're just they're great. I think, as you know. But anyway, how the hell are you, old son?
Oh, look, mate, I'm just living the dream.
Fantastic. As I said, I've been travelling the countryside. I've done the far north Queensland, the central Queensland. I've been to Burketown. I've been to Winton. I've been to Longreach. I've been to the Qantas Museum.
Yeah, it's good. That's actually quite good, that Qantas Museum, particularly the cafe.
Yes.
Because you sit in a cafe and above you is it's like an upside down railroad track with all these Qantas planes flying around all the time.
It's fantastic. It's really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I did love the Super Constellation. What a beautiful plane that is. The Super with the tri on the three uprights on the back.
On the back, yes, yeah.
Very nice plane. And then they also had the a 707, which was in fact a Saudi Arabian prince's personal plane.
Is Trump coming to get it or what?
No. It's a bit old for him, I think. A lot of woodwork in there. Not enough gold.
No gold?
No gold.
Yeah, okay,
so it wouldn't be a Trump favourite. No. But yeah, that was interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My wife, I thought it was probably one of the worst experiences of her life.
The whole trip, or just the Qantas Museum?
The Qantas Museum in particular. I've got a photo of her standing there alone, finding a bit of sunshine because she was cold, thinking, I don't want to be here anymore. Can I go somewhere else? But anyway, I enjoyed it immensely. It was great. And, of course, there you have the Stockman's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that not so much. Yeah,
line
dancing to a new level.
A friend of my daughter said they loved it so much they could spend 2 days there, and I think I could barely spend 2 hours.
Oh yeah,
I was there
2 hours.
I was there, and I think
I stopped at the outside.
Is this it? Have we seen it? Yes, we have seen it all. Okay, well, all right.
God,
it was a nice building though.
Beyond doubt. Pity about what was inside.
Anyway, and then I also went and had a look at the dinosaurs at Winton.
Ah, great. Yes.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. And anyway, so that's it for me for the year. I've done my travel around the countryside, and I'll be sitting around going to hospitals and stuff like that.
Well, that's important. So you, dear listeners, can now be assured that you'll get another 10 or more straight episodes before the end of the year. And he won't be going away and leaving you in the lurch.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Really, really. We could have got Mick to do a solo performance, maybe sing a couple of little ditties or something like that.
And look, actually, that's worth looking into because there'd be none of this bloody puerile AI that you do.
That's right.
And
we could just have pure Mick.
Pure Mick. That's a different podcast.
It's pure Mick, and it's getting dirty. Anyway, mate, what have you been up to recently? I mean, you've missed me immensely. Have you been looking at anything, any telly or anything like that? Anything exciting?
Mate, funnily enough for me, I found something on YouTube.
What?
I know you're the YouTube queen.
How did you find something on YouTube and I didn't?
By accident. I was looking up groceries, to get them delivered.
You're in Woolworths. You're in the Woolworths app, and all of a sudden,
that's right. So I know you're the YouTube queen, but I found a great documentary about Warren Zevon, and so particularly since we talked about him before you went on your gallivant. It was a documentary about Zevon and the making of The Wind, just before he died.
Oh, the last album.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I only found it a couple of days after the episode went to air because I'm not a YouTube explorer. So, but the documentary and the link to it is in the show notes, so you'll be able to get to it from your phone or your computer or whatever you do. It captures the mood of Zevon and his crew on producing the album, which was surprisingly upbeat, given that he knew, the clock was ticking down and it was ticking pretty damn fast. Deteriorating health, where he appeared on Letterman, where Letterman said, what are you going to do between now and the day? Yeah, and that's when Zevon said, "I'm going to enjoy every sandwich."
What a great line! Eh?
It's a great line.
It's a great line.
This documentary, it's called "Keep Me in Your Heart."
Yep.
Which is one of his greatest songs. I just love it. It's over an hour long, but you don't need to watch all of it to get a feel. Did you get a chance to watch it, Jeffrey?
I didn't watch it all. I watched up to where he actually goes to the Letterman show and records the Letterman show and all that sort of stuff, and then he leaves the show and starts. There's all these fans outside greeting him, and I teared up and I couldn't watch anymore. I was a blubbering fool.
Oh, well. But look, what I found, I think you're right. I sort of got a little bit, not quite as overcome as you.
I will go back to watch the rest of it, but because it's really good. And just watching him in there in the studio and stuff like that is really interesting. But, after he came out of there, and he's being really patient and talking to people and all that sort of stuff. It's really very generous, very generous.
Absolutely. Given the end was near, he was extremely generous. That's a perfect word to his fans.
And when you think about, and you've mentioned many times about some of the things that he's done in his life to totally fuck his career up by being an absolute cock, as pissed as a fart and telling people where to get off. And here he is, just as nice as pie, just a really, really nice guy, and which is probably his norm.
Yes, yeah.
But the evil drink gets him into a slightly different state of mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved that bit. I loved the first bit of it, but I just had to stop. I couldn't watch it. I had to have a rest.
Well, if you're not as sensitive as Jeffrey, give it a look. Yeah. It really is worthwhile if you have even the slightest interest in Warren Zevon.
And I like the style of it as well. It's actually sort of, I don't know, it made me feel of New York, sort of a bit grungy looking and stuff like that. The actual style of video, cinematography that they were using, really nice, really good, really interesting. So yeah, highly recommended there, and I will finish it off myself.
Excellent.
Now, it has been a while. You've had the Globite bag at home. Where have you been? Have you hidden it somewhere so that it doesn't get damaged, or is it just out in the weather?
No. As you know, I've done some renovations and I put a cupboard under the stairs, and I've been keeping it in there.
Oh, nice.
Out of the rain.
Yeah, good.
So I filled it and brought it up here.
Yeah, okay.
To the Mick and the Fat Man studios.
Okay, well, that's good. Now, I got it. Now that you've got it there, let's see what is hidden within the delicious, beautiful, luxurious interior.
You're closer. Open it.
Let's get that sucker open. Yep, and then we'll just get that one over there, and there's one more over there, I think. All right, open it up, Mick. What have you got inside? Oh, fuck! Where did that come from?
There's another one inside.
I forgot the secret hidden click.
Mate, we talk about lots of artists and we talk about music from the 60s through to the 90s and sometimes the 2000s, but not often. But one of the things we haven't focused on is how that music's delivered. So in recent times, I've been reading a lot actually, about double albums, multiple albums.
Are they the folly of the music world, do you think?
Well, sometimes they are. Did somebody say yes? Did somebody say Emerson, Lake and Palmer?
Oh,
Which we'll come back to later. I just read an article about Pete Townsend and the people he hates.
Oh, right.
And they are there, surprisingly. But anyway,
Pete's got a long list.
He's not backward about telling people what he hates.
No.
Anyway, double albums, and the discussion is around: are they great music or are they great ego trips? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
To both of those.
Yes. No. Good point.
There's an online magazine called Ultimate Classic Rock, who in May 2025 released a list of what they considered to be the top 35 double albums of all time. This all-time stuff, it's all great, isn't it? Yeah. It's an excuse to put whatever you like in there. But that's okay. As these subjective lists go, it's pretty good. It's not Rolling Stone, after all. And it contains more than just a few of the albums that we've talked about that we love.
Okay. All right. I'm up for it.
Yeah. So this episode, I want to talk about some of those albums, and I'll flag now that we have mentioned them before over the last almost 100 episodes.
Yeah.
So, but they're so good, it's worth talking about them again.
You might have. Have you got any? There might be one or two there we haven't spoken about over the years.
Maybe indeed.
See what we can find.
Because the list is so long, 35 albums, that we could be here till next week. But so I've just thought I'd coloured out best double albums of the 70s, and some other time, probably next year early, we might do best double albums of the 80s, and both of those lists are bloody terrific. They're really good stuff.
That sounds fantastic. So, in order to continue on the theme, mate, I dug deep into 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die, edited by Mr. Robert Dimery, and searched out page 318 and went back to 1974, where I found It's Too Late to Stop Now by Van Morrison. One of the very early, live double albums, and credited with being one of the greatest double albums, or live double album, beg your pardon, of all time. Because
By who?
Well, these are always interesting discussions. So, by people who have talked about the fact. So these are the reasons why they talk about it being great. One, has minimal overdubs. Is raw. Is this? Is that? You know, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
However, one of the things that they don't talk about, and they treat it like it's like a religious journey in some cases with Morrison, because Morrison can have that sort of effect of it. Oh, Van's so fantastic, blah, 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 his concert. Because he gets into sort of almost a trance-like state at some point, you know, making these unintelligible noises, and like he has then, you know, and yeah, I find that sort of stuff really shit.
He puts me into a trance-like state.
Yeah. And I just, so, you know, he regularly sings with his back to the audience, you know, and he's, you know, like, interview wise, he's never illuminating. He's always it's like pulling teeth with a bloke.
Yeah.
And some of the songs are really good, but there's a lot in there that's just fucking terrible. But it is very clear. The sound is very clear. I agree with that. And the audience are very visible in the mix. So often you will put the audience back in the mix a bit on a lot of live albums, except when they get to the clap along with me. Hey everybody, yay, clap, yay.
You should see Jeffrey's face while he's doing that. He's just getting into the moment.
But there is, as I said to you, it was regarded as one of the greatest live albums ever recorded. I didn't mention it's 92 minutes.
Fantastic.
92 minutes. That's a lot of album.
46 minutes per album.
That's a lot of album.
Yeah.
Could you get through 96 minutes? Can you get through 92 minutes of Van? How did you go?
Look, let's be positive, because I don't like to really slag someone off unless it's Coldplay, and boy, haven't they made that easy. But that's another story. Look, I agree with you. I don't find his vocal mannerisms terribly interesting. I find it, a bit of lack of self-control. It's just sound for sound's sake to me. That he does. I think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. Frank Sinatra did that nicely, but really, I think your point about singing with his back to the audience and having no regard for interviewers and things like that, that's nothing but selfish to me.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't. On the strength of this album, which I think, if you're a Van Morrison fan, to the exclusion of most else, you'd probably think it was great. It is. The band sounds terrific. The band is really good.
The Caledonia Soul Orchestra, 8 top musos at their peak, really only existed for this album and disappeared. Yeah. But they are really, really good.
They are really good. But then you've got him, and it's got a lot of songs that we know, so it wasn't an unfamiliarity type issue. I just found his treatment of those songs was uninteresting. Yeah. And even that's not right. It's interesting, particularly if you're a Van Morrison fan. Happy days if you are. 92 minutes of Van Morrison's vocal mannerisms. For me, that was about 90 minutes too many.
And the thing is, he's actually vocally, he's at the peak of his career. Really,
Yeah,
this is as good as Van gets.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I preferred him later. It's a little bit.
Yeah. There's no Journey or Styx here. There's no yacht rock. No. He's certainly feeling it, but I'm not.
No. And look, as you say, this is a fan's album without doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Van Morrison. I've got a couple of Van's albums which I enjoy, but not a fan of the live stuff, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many better live albums. I mean, who could go past Made in Japan? And that's what he needed to pick this album up, was a drum solo, about 30 minutes of drum solo with him going over the top.
That's exactly what we needed.
That's exactly right.
In fact, he could have brought in like a guest drummer just to do like 20 minutes of drum solo.
You could have gone with the drums.
With the
drums.
Like, you know how often Ringo often gets an extra drum kit in. Like when he does a concert, he has a drum kit for himself and a drum kit for the drummer. And every now and again, he gets up and does a bit of that. We could have had that sort of caper.
Probably drag Zach on stage.
Get Zach out.
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah. Hello, son. Can you come over? We're having a concert.
Oh, Dad, I've got a gig with
who?
With who?
Who?
Oh, hold on. That's all right. I don't. Sorry. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure, Dad. I might have a gig with. I don't know, Dad. I'll be over. I'm coming over.
Hang on. I've got the Gallaghers on the phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
He was offered the gig with the Gallaghers.
That's right, indeed.
Anyway, and he didn't do it because of the Who.
Who? That's an old. He never stops giving that one.
Who's on first?
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, anyway. So, Mick, we'll just move on from Van the Man, and I think it would be, why don't you take us into the world of the folly and the greatness of double albums.
Folly and the Greatness. It's a movie title, isn't it?
Not a good one.
But we'll go with it. Look, cash grab or placeholders by the record company. A double album gives them a bit of breathing space.
Well, that's right. If your star falls off his motorbike or something like that, you can always go and find some bit of live footage from somewhere to chuck an album into.
Well,
chuck
exactly
into an album.
right. Or a reflection of the artist's ego.
Oh.
Yeah, that can't be contained within the usual context of a single album.
And the other one is, and I think Monty Python probably spelled it best, contractual obligation.
Absolutely, yes, yeah. Yeah, so we'll give you a double that's out of the way. Look, and there's plenty of examples we can come up with. We're not going to go through a litany of awful double albums.
No.
Because Crabby Appleton never made a double.
No, unfortunately.
Which is a shame.
Unfortunately.
But, there's all sorts of reasons to do a double album.
But they did make it to Wikipedia.
It's always important, isn't it? You know you exist when you're in Wikipedia.
That's it.
So, some of the albums I want to talk about today, let's not go too negative. Yeah, because there are some awful ones, and everybody, I'm sure, who listens to us can trot out the name of some awful ones. We want to talk about some great ones.
Oh, no.
And there are some fabulous ones.
Yep, okay. I'm ready to... I'm strapped in. I'm ready to go. Take me on a journey.
Okay, but there'll be no triple albums to shoot you down again.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Did somebody say yes?
Yes.
Look, it was not until the 60s that the album really became an art form. Before that, and even during the 60s, the album was a collection of songs to bulk out the single or singles and give the record company something else to sell. It was making a money making exercise. Mm-hmm. So always a single album. The best of insert. Yeah,
sure.
Or My Love to You from whoever, Bobby Sherman or whoever.
Yeah, Bobby Sherman.
Yeah, if you're lucky. At the end of the 60s, we had the Beatles with the White Album. Through the 60s, we had Dylan. We had Dylan with Blonde on Blonde, of course. Now, but those albums were outliers. They weren't common. In fact, they probably started the trend in the 70s of the double albums. Well, if they can do it, why can't we?
Correct.
Yeah, well, because you're not the Beatles. That's why.
That's
because you're not Dylan.
And you need to write songs. You fucking idiot.
That's right. Yeah. So they were outliers rather than the harbinger of a new style. As we get into the 70s, some of the albums that we're going to talk about deserve to be double albums because they're bloody terrific stuff. As albums became the definition of artistic expression, not a single. Yeah. A single, in fact, was something that you squeezed off the album to release to promote the album, not the other way round.
Yep.
But some artists then thought, well, if one's good, two's better.
That's right.
So some don't live up to that motto, but some do. Double albums also let the fans, particularly in the case of live albums, and we just talked about Van Morrison, so if you're a Van Morrison fan, you get a double album. You get 92 minutes of him, and his vocal mannerisms and singing with a terrific band. It's all good.
Yeah, 92 minutes of sheer exhilaration.
Even Made in Japan. We have a bit of a joke about Made in Japan on occasions. It does show some lack of self-discipline, but it's an extension of the band. It's not their albums. It's not, they've extended Smoke on the Water out beyond where it should reasonably be.
I think it's probably a really good album.
I love Made in Japan. It's indulgent. And
how often have you actually listened to the entire drum solo, though?
A couple of times. Not a lot.
Because you got to put it on that. You got to turn it onto that side, and it's what's the song actually? It's
The Mule.
No, I can't think of the name.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, sorry, but yeah, there's a bit of music, a bit of singing, and then there's the drum solo. And it goes for the vast majority of the song. But it's a good drum solo.
Well, Ian Pace is one fantastic drummer.
Great drummer.
He really is.
Great drummer. Anyway.
Look, like I said, Ultimate Classic Rock, which is now pretty much an online music magazine. And it's good. I like reading it. I regularly read it. They have some lot of historical stuff, sort of trotting out interviews with people over the last 30 years. What so-and-so thinks about this, and you find it's an interview that he did in 2010.
And some of the most useless lists I've ever seen in my entire life, like what are the 20 best opening songs from Kiss or something like that.
Oh, that's a short album.
Like some of those, they have lots of those little things, little articles like that,
They do, yeah.
Great opening songs by whoever, you think, oh, God, Soundgarden. Or
Petula Clark.
Petula Clark. To Sir with Love.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I agree with many of their selections. For this particular one, sure, a lot of those lists are clickbait.
That's exactly right.
That's it. But this particular one, because it's got such a wealth of material to draw from, it's some of them mean more to us than others. Yeah, some are just there. Yeah. But this is a really good list. The whole 35 albums on the list, I couldn't... Well, there's a Kiss one, but it's okay. I looked at the whole 35 and thought, I'm not going to argue with any of these. I think they're pretty good. So I've split it into two, as I said, the 70s.
Yeah.
And the albums that they've selected show that some artists, mostly legendary, top-tier artists, have produced some of their career best on double albums.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at... So we're just touching again. I'm not going to come back and do a list, but the Beatles. Who can argue with the White Album? It's a terrific, and it's got some fluff on it.
Does indeed.
Yeah, like a lot of the Beatles stuff.
Yeah.
I was born a bit after the Beatles appreciation. You had your older brother who.
Did you like Revolution Number 9?
No.
Number 9.
But at the same time, it was something different. Yeah,
certainly was.
We've heard stuff that could even be worse on other albums.
Yeah. No, there's some great songs on there, but I think that in fact was a contractual obligation, wasn't it? That album, wasn't it to get? They'd done something with Apple. They had to produce X number of.
I can't recall.
I think there is something to do with it, but anyway.
Well, that's not their last album, anyway. So.
No. But there was because they changed record companies. They moved over to Apple.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they started, but anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, these things are always able to be solved with a bit of money and an album. The Clash, London Calling. Now, one of the albums we're going to talk about in coming episodes is Machine Gun Etiquette by The Damned.
Yes.
And without giving the game away, I couldn't help thinking while I'm listening to The Damned how much more I like them than The Clash.
Me too.
Yeah, really.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
Yeah. Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix. Double album. The Stones, one of my favourite albums. The Who get a double Guernsey, and even though Pete's a bit of a curmudgeonly old soul, he gets both Tommy and Quadrophenia.
Yeah, and I think Tommy is a classic. Quadrophenia not so much. No,
Quadrophenia is all right, particularly some of the imagery that he's picked up on it. But the important thing is the musical styles that get represented on those albums. They've all got some things in common. There's a consistency in style to them. Yeah, like Lamb Lies Down on Broadway and Physical Graffiti are about as different as you can find albums.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're worlds apart, but each has an internal consistency. You listen to the album, you're listening to Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin because it fits into that world that's created by that double album. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, same thing. You pick a song from anywhere in the whole 90-odd minutes and you know where it's from.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Lamb has a story, convoluted as it may be. Physical Graffiti, the point of Physical Graffiti was to re-establish Led Zeppelin's heavy credentials after they'd sort of dabbled in a bit of folk and Welsh music and acoustic guitar and such, which they kept up, but people were saying, well, are they a bit of a dilettante band? Yeah, but no, they were very bloody heavy.
I still, Kashmir is one of my favourite songs.
Believe it or not, it's one of Robert Plant's favourite Led Zeppelin songs.
Is that right?
Yeah, because I heard an interview with him once,
yeah,
and the interviewer thought he'd be clever and said, what's your favourite Led Zeppelin song? Thinking he'd get, Stairway to Heaven or Communication Breakdown or something like that. But he got Kashmir. Oh, why is that? Well, because Kashmir has the guitar, has the heaviness, but it also weaves in that whole orchestral sound, that dun 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 dun, dun, and it conjures images of a far off land, somewhere in the world, but a far off land that you can get to. Yeah. And in fact, we know that Page and Plant later went to Morocco and that whole North Africa thing.
That's right, and did a unplugged.
Yeah, they did. But that's that same travelling aesthetic that they wanted to get on that particular song that they did get, in fact.
Mind you, when it came to unplugged, they were not very unplugged.
It didn't sound terribly unplugged to me.
Because he had electric guitar, electric bass, mic'd up drums, and then a whole bunch of Egyptian musicians going.
Yeah, but the musicians weren't plugged in. They were all very acoustic.
They go, and then you hear.
Yeah, look, to be fair, I did think that initially.
I actually really like it. Let's
have a pick at Jimmy Page, because often it's easy. But look, realistically, it wasn't pushed as unplugged so much as unleaded.
Oh,
right. It wasn't a heavy album. Yeah,
not so much lead in your pencil.
That's right. Absolutely,
yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah, fair enough.
Over the last 5 years, we've talked about stacks of the albums that we're going to hit on today, as I say. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. You might recall that we were going to do that episode on Spandau Ballet, but we got to talking about Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and it just pushed Spandau's out the window. Sorry, fellas.
Kept going, didn't it?
Yeah. And there's so much to that album. You know, you listen to it and you think, oh, it's got some nice Elton John songs on it. But the consistency of approach, there's a theme. You know, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's about. I'm stealing all the bit from when we talk about the album, but it's about sort of losing your idealism, losing the idealism of stardom, that sort of thing. Yeah.
All right, now do you want to actually choose an album and sort of riff around on it, or do you want to keep just sort of fanging around the place?
Oh, we can go through and you know, we'll just mention a couple of the albums.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of notes about each of them, what we like about them.
All right.
Let's go to The Who.
Let's go to The Who.
Yeah, and Tommy. Tommy is one of the first albums that we really came into and understood as an album, because when we were our age, you know, before
we were our age.
No, when we were our age, when we were that age, you know, you didn't really have the sophistication to understand the difference between a single or a great song and the album. Whereas Tommy was clearly a collection, a whole rock opera that didn't. Well, the songs were good, but it didn't exist by itself. No. None of those songs existed. They existed in the context of the album.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And it was written as that too.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Pete's got a bit of a background in doing that sort of stuff. He's written a few in his time.
Oh yeah, some of them are just plain out stupid.
Some of them are not very good. But I'm a fan. I love him.
Yeah. So for an opera, if you've seen real operas, you know that, you know, the real operas, they're all real operas, but older classical operas, you'll see that the composer keeps reusing the same theme and brings that through, often to the climax of the opera. Townsend did that with Tommy. You know, he used the same theme all the way through, from the overture at the beginning, played by an orchestra, through to when the doctor says, you know, there is no cause, no untried operation. Yeah, so it's the same music all the way through. Not the same song, lots of different songs, but a repetition of a theme, which I thought was really, really strong. The album came out when we were still in school.
Yeah.
It made a really big impression with all of us. It's the only album I've ever come across where, I don't know, apocryphal or not, one kid at school claimed to have worn the grooves out.
Wow,
playing it so much.
Yeah, no, I think that's a lie.
But to even make that claim, that really is a big rap on the album.
Yeah, no, it was definitely, because it was different too. It was so different. That was the other thing with it. And then, of course, there was a movie.
Oh, that movie, yeah.
where they kind of like, you know, like a Monty Python movie. They had like 100 gallons of baked beans and a movie to make.
Oh, yeah. Yes, let's pour it over Anne Margaret and see what happens.
And, and there were some very interesting people in the movie.
In the movie, absolutely, yeah,
to say the least.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
I don't remember when the movie came out. It was a fair bit later.
70, 71.
It was that early, was it? You
Yeah,
remember?
it became a stream of different media deliveries of Tommy.
Yeah.
The movie,
The stage show.
It was a stage show overseas, everywhere. I imagine the US, certainly the UK and Europe. In Australia, it was a huge. They did it at the Maya Music Bowl in Melbourne.
Yeah, because there was there was a rock opera in the round sort of thing, like a rock opera, and then a movie, and then a stage show later, like a proper, normal stage show type thing. So yeah, they did the lot. They did well.
They did.
They milked that for every fucking cent they could get.
Well, that's right. Look who was in the the Australian. How very Sydney-centric is that? When you consider Australia, you think of Sydney.
Who was in it? I don't remember.
Daryl Braithwaite.
Oh, Dazza!
Yeah, he didn't even sing horses. He sang "See Me, Feel Me."
He wouldn't have even had horses.
No, he had no horses, none at all. He was there in his sherbet glitter.
Do you remember just recently I sent you an email saying that Daryl's going to be doing an Arctic Circle cruise, and you can be on the boat with him. And every day he does a personal rendition of horses with you.
No way off the boat.
No way off the boat. You're on the boat for 2 weeks, and Daz is doing horses with you every day.
Yeah, that'd be fairly dull for him. He's trying to get a bit of sun, if you can get sun down in Antarctica. I'm not sure if you can or not, but always he'd be coming up, "Hello, are you Daryl Braithwaite?"
He'd walk up and say, "Oh, Mick, have I done horses for you today?" You go, "No, Daz, you haven't. Could you do Summer Love?" By Sherbet.
That's right.
He says, "No, I'm only contracted to do horses."
Oh, I saw you at the Hurstville Civic Centre doing Summer Love when I was a wee teen.
I said, "Well, I might be able to hum a couple of bars for you, but really we've got to rip into horses. I've got another 180 people to do it for the day."
That's right. Yeah. Look, how about I get a few people together and you can sing to all of us and then do Summer Love as well? That'd be really good.
Who else was in it? Do you remember?
Jeff St. John.
Jeff St. John. Now, who was he?
Jeff St. John. I don't know his provenance, but he was a performer.
No,
he was
I
in
know
a wheelchair.
who he was.
He was in a wheelchair.
He was great.
He was great. Powerhouse voice,
Huge
but
voice.
he couldn't walk because his legs were stuffed. So
That's right.
he would do wheel stands and everything all around the stage on this bloody wheelchair.
Was he the? He wasn't the uncle. No, he was the. No, I don't know what he was.
I can't remember.
No, I can't remember.
Broderick Smith from the Dingoes.
Love Broderick Smith.
Yeah. Colleen Hewitt, of course.
Colleen Hewitt. There you go.
And Doug Parker.
Oh.
Doug Parkinson, for those who aren't
What
quite
was
familiar with
he?
him.
What was he, I wonder? I would have thought he'd have to be the I'm your uncle. No, he wouldn't do fiddle about, would he?
No, not at all. No.
He would have done the school, the holiday camp.
Maybe, yes, yeah.
That's where he
quite
would.
likely.
Yeah.
But it was broadcast on TV, of all things, and I was fortunate enough to see that. So
I don't even remember it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was like you couldn't turn a corner without seeing something of Tommy. Oh, buy the album. Come and watch the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's live on stage. You want to see that? Oh, Doug Parkinson's playing. Yeah.
Because Elton was in the movie. He had He had
Pinball Wizard.
Quite large shoes.
He did. Yes.
Quite large shoes. Like about 40 foot high.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so we saw it, you'll recall, at the Regent Theatre.
Oh, that doesn't even exist.
It's now a Pizza Hut. in George Street, right in the middle of Sydney, near Wynyard Station, near Town Hall Station.
I know exactly where it was, yeah. Is it Pizza Hut or KFC? KFC. I think it's KFC.
Is there a difference?
Oh, well, just the number of carbs you can get into you.
That's right. And that's important.
Yeah, you can get a lot into you.
Yeah, just shovel them in. Yeah. Shovel them in. Do whatever you like. Yeah.
So big album, fantastic album, and I reckon a lot of people could have just rested on their laurels and said, "I'm done."
Well, you could have, and I reckon it's still selling today.
Probably
and in fact, I know it's still selling today. Just one version or another. throws a couple of bucks into Pete Townshend's coffers,
That's it.
and allows him to do all of the other rock operas that don't go anywhere.
That's right.
That's important. He did Quadrophenia, which was nice.
Wasn't
Again, and nowhere near as good. They made the movie out of it with
did.
Sting in it.
Sting.
Yes,
He pops up in it every now
he
and again.
does. Yes. He's a legend in his own mind. Sting. What about the band?
Oh, yeah.
Now the band, they've got multiple albums. They form on multiple albums. They did one very, very early in the 70s, Rock of Ages.
Yeah, right.
Look, I hadn't come across that one before, but I've had a listen to it, and I like the band. I think they're really it's hints of country.
Yes, it is.
But not country. It's more southern US rather than
Yes,
country
indeed.
as such. And their history, working with Dylan, working on their own music from Big Pink, sort of psychedelic country almost. The way that they played.
They were a good band, though. Definitely, I mean,
Absolutely.
top band.
Yeah, well,
And I think-
Robbie Robertson.
And I think, I don't know how many times we saw The Last Waltz, but quite a couple of times, quite a few times.
That's right. And the album, I don't know if we ever got to the end of it. It just went on and on and on.
It's a long
It was a
album.
triple with extra bits.
And Helpless with, that was a great version of Helpless on there.
Yes, and Coyote by Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell,
There's some
fantastic.
fabulous stuff, yeah.
It's fantastic. And Van Morrison was there.
Oh, of course, yes. A bit more disciplined. Because it wasn't his show.
Oh, that's right.
Can you knock off the mumbling, Van? Just
Yeah, Van,
get a couple of a song and off you go.
There's the words, mate. Can you read those? Yep. I can read. Yeah, okay, good.
How
Great.
about one you wouldn't think would be our style? The Bee Gees, Saturday Night Fever. Staying alive, staying alive.
Huge album.
It was
Absolutely
absolutely. You couldn't turn a corner
fucking
without seeing it.
monstrous.
Yeah,
Fucking monstrous. Do you know?
movie was fun too.
Do you know? I've never seen the movie.
Haven't you?
Never seen it.
Oh, well, John Travolta. He was.
Yeah.
That's the movie that broke John Travolta, of course. And it was okay. Yeah.
Is it similar to his role in Pulp Fiction?
It's very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah. In fact, very similar to his role in Battlefield Earth.
Oh, gee, that's a great movie, isn't it?
Isn't it just? Yeah.
Fantastic. I've watched all of it.
Can you remember any of it?
Well, it starts off quite strong, and sort of after about 20 minutes, it just dribbles into I don't know what, just nonsense.
It's a Scientology ad.
Yes, but like it starts with the science fiction, because it's a science fiction-y religion, isn't it?
By L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know whether he's still into the whole Scientology caper, but I think once you get to the top of the pops, you're there. You've already spent your money, so you may as well stay there.
That's right. Yeah, and they've got enough dirt on you that you can't leave. So
That's right.
look, this was a terrific album. Quite aside from dishing dirt on vagrant religions, the album. It's credited to the Bee Gees. Well, we've just talked about it as a Bee Gees album, but really only a side. 1/4 of the album was the Bee Gees.
Was that right?
Yeah, the rest of it, it's like a soundtrack album. So it's a sort of best of the disco era.
Yeah. Gee.
Yeah. Which I never thought that I would say that sentence. Bands like Yvonne Elliman, Tavares, KC and the Sunshine Band, who weren't too bad, actually.
They were all right.
They were good players.
Bit of fun.
But no one remembers that. If you say Saturday Night Fever, it's staying alive,
And
staying alive.
that whole voice that they did, which, that whole falsetto type thing,
Yeah, Barry. Yep.
was a real, like, we're the Bee Gees, we do these songs, but we're going to do this album and we're going to totally change our vocal presentation and do it totally different, and then never do that again.
Yeah.
Weird.
We don't need to, because they'll just keep playing those songs all the time about us.
Yeah.
So happy days.
And then they all died.
Well, one at a time,
Yeah.
because they used to take a lot of. They used to party a bit.
Oh, were they busy? Were they?
They were busy. Yes.
Anyway, Barry's still around.
Well, he's the last one, isn't he? Yes. Yes.
Three of them have died.
Yeah. Well, they have, haven't they?
Yeah.
Is it Andy, Morris, and Trevor?
Stanley.
Stanley Gibb, yes. 77 was a strange period of time. Yeah, obviously you had Saturday Night Fever as an album and as a movie, and the biggest movie of 1977.
Yep.
But then you had Led Zeppelin redefining heavy.
Yes.
And you had the Sex Pistols snarling and spitting at everyone from the stage, and
Redefining bodily fluids.
absolutely, yes. And then you had John Travolta,
Redefining sex symbol.
sex symbol, yes, and later on you get Prince, who's a sex thimble.
It's cruel.
But where do you like that? Yeah.
I mean, it's cruel, but it's very funny.
Yeah, you can use that.
I will.
I watched a show the other talking about how this album is still around. You can't shake the bloody thing.
Yeah.
I watched a new show on streaming the other night called Dexter Resurrection. You know, trying to milk every last cent they can out of the Dexter series.
As in Dexter, the serial murderer.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. With a heart of gold. And it had a rock music soundtrack, even more so than the original one.
Okay.
And you know I like good soundtracks.
You do.
Indeed. Surprise, surprise. It had songs like War Pigs
Fantastic.
by Sabbath,
Brilliant.
Red Right Hand by Nick Cave, Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones, Guess This Must Be the Place by the Talking Heads. Very New York.
Yeah, right.
I mean, obviously Nick Cave is not from New York, but he had that feel about him. But the cornerstone of the music for the whole show was this album.
It's all right.
Yeah, every episode up trots Barry Gibb's falsetto. Somewhere in there.
As someone's being slashed to death.
Yeah, absolutely. Staying alive.
You're not staying alive. You're not staying alive.
No. But speaking of alive, what about Kiss?
What about them?
Oh, you know that Kiss is one of my favourite bands of all
They
time.
are indeed.
Not.
They are indeed.
Yes.
You've always. The thing I find you always more interested in, rather than the music, is the folklore that goes on about them and the shenanigans that they get up to between themselves, and how they
The self-admitted shenanigans, yes.
Oh, he said this to me and I said that to him, and
Oh, God, don't they hate each
it's
other?
been going on for fucking years, and they're still going on about it.
Absolutely. But I'm prepared to cut Gene Simmons some slack.
Yes.
Did you know that his mother was one of the few survivors of Auschwitz?
No.
Gene Simmons' mother, who,
Okay.
she's now passed, of course, in the late 90s. But she was a survivor. She walked out of Auschwitz as a young girl, a teenage girl.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Poor bugger.
and basically sacrificed everything about herself so that her son could be a success.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't noted down what his original name was, but it was a little more Jewish than Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
and
I can
again,
imagine.
Jewish is not a problem.
No, but I
but
can imagine.
but his mother, I thought, wow, I am prepared to give you a little more slack, and because that explains a lot about his approach to life and his hedonistic,
Gene Goldsmith.
something like that. Yes.
Oh, there you go. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
So Gene Goldsmith and his band dressed up in colourful makeup, spat flames all over the stage, and produced an album called Kiss Alive, which had rock and roll all night.
Yeah.
And if cultural acceptance is based on one particular thing, if
What?
you or your song appears in The Simpsons, you are it.
Congratulations.
And you got Homer singing, he wants to rock and roll all night.
Oi.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the height of culture to get into The Simpsons. You know, if Michael Jackson can get in there, you're in the top of the pops.
That's right. Michael Jackson was so famous he was able to get in there without being Michael Jackson.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, it's really Michael Jackson.
But he's just this sort of chubby nobody, wasn't he?
He was, yes. Yeah, it was really, really quite interesting. You know, as a sort of a denial of your fame to enhance your fame, something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go, Kiss Alive.
Now-
I've never really listened to much of it. I only listened to a bit of it, and it's okay.
It's
But
just another American album. Yeah.
I Want to Rock and Roll All Night is, of course, a classic song and deserves its place in the history of rock music.
It's important to hang a double album around it.
Yes. That's right.
On the other hand, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Again, a New York touch by Genesis. We've talked about this a couple of times, and I recall going back through the archives of what we have talked about. And The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. It's got a supernatural theme that runs all the way through.
Tell me the story again. Just tell me the story again. What is the story? What's the story?
The story of this is the Slipper Men, and
Yes.
that's something that you were very fascinated with.
That's always aimed.
And the Slipper Men are creatures that live on a particular island, and the flesh is melting off their bones.
Yes.
And the only way to stop that is to cut off their penis. Which seems to me, as the devil in the deep blue sea, isn't it?
bit extreme.
Whichever way you go. And obviously Peter Gabriel's there singing. He says, "Don't delay, Dr. Dick."
What were you doing when you thought of that? Like what are you doing? Okay, what about we do flesh melting off? Cut off your dick to fix it? Yep, cut off your dick.
Yeah. Which is really funny because Gabriel's not renowned as a big druggie.
But maybe he was having a moment.
Well, maybe someone slipped an acid tab into his cup of tea.
Yeah.
and he's come up with this story.
It's just fucking weird.
Yeah. And the other thing is that because it's a double album, one thing we haven't got a really lot to talk about today are covers of double albums. Now, the cover of this particular album was by Hypnosis, who is our favourite record cover designers.
Indeed.
And the inside, both sides of the gatefold, is a written story to help you make some inverted commas sense of Rail's story from when he was dragged from the streets of Manhattan, in Times Square, into this weird world. And
I wouldn't like to try to read it in the bifold of a CD.
No, the print is just so tiny. It's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it on CD. You'd probably have to have a fold-out thing that you take out that's paper, because otherwise it'd be 2-point font and you just couldn't read it.
There has to be. Where is that website we keep talking about, which has got record covers, both front and back of the covers and the middle, and all the bits and pieces, so that you can see, so you can listen to an album, stream an album, and look at the cover art.
Doesn't have the same charm, does it?
No, but I'd still be happy to look at it, because there's some stuff there that, like you get the lyrics and you get the producers and all that sort of stuff that it's not as easy to get nowadays. Even if you go to, if you're in Apple or you're in Spotify and you actually go to the information about it, it's really not all of it. It's only a bit of it.
Well, it's a sign of our increasing irrelevance, Jeffrey, that record covers don't mean anything to the young people today.
The young ones today, they just don't care, do they?
No, they don't care. They don't know what they're missing.
They don't care about who the producer is.
No, that's right.
Never mind.
Unless it's Jarrah McCleary or someone from the Digital Music Hall of Fame.
Well, interesting, because Jarrah actually does have a new album out.
I know,
but he's got a whole bunch of guest artists on there, and also doing a lot of. They also do a lot of producing and stuff like that. So they're co-producers with them and stuff like that. So they do a lot of collaborations. But I didn't know. He's got an album on one of his album. On his album, his new album, he's got a song called "Flowers," which is a collaboration with Bag Raiders, which I know you're familiar with.
Oh, they're my favourite.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. They're a football team, aren't they?
Yeah, it's from Canberra, I believe.
I thought so. Yeah.
Anyway, they do a bit of rugby league and record producing.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, that's the Roy and HG side of things. Yes.
That's it. So. Anyway, I just because he said, "Oh, the album's out," and I said, "Oh, no, I'll have a look." And I started to listen to it. And I'm going, "What's Bag Raiders?" And he sent me a whole thing about Bag Raiders that I really didn't read it. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff goes on in the Bag Raiders. They're a top Sydney dance group.
Well, let's go to a dance.
Let's go
dressed as we are. Yeah.
Can you get in with tracksuit pants on?
I hope so, because I've brought my dress-up trackies.
Yeah, with the stripes down the side, Adidas style.
That's the ones, yeah. Okay, mate. So when you get tired of the overindulgence of Genesis with The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, you could always listen to Peter Frampton Frampton Comes Alive, which was playing at every bloody party we walked into. I know I say that about a lot of albums. They played a lot of albums at parties.
Yeah.
They used to play them.
But did you feel all right?
Yeah. You presaged there when we went and saw Jeff Beck live, who used the voice box, which for those of you who've had a mental flux and you can't remember, Peter Frampton on this album, Frampton Comes Alive, had a song, Do You Feel Like We Do, where he talked into the voice box. Now and made
which is a tube of a clear plastic tube that you sit in the corner of your mouth and you mouth words, and it basically combines that with the guitar and makes a sort of a sound like a voice, but an electronic.
It's a musical treat, isn't it? Wow,
it's fantastic. And he used to do, "Do you feel all right?" and the crowd would go, "Yay!" and it was really, really great. And we were all very excited by that whole song, which went for about 20 minutes. If I remember correctly.
Do you feel like we do?
Yeah. And it was a great album, though. Was it a great album?
I don't think so. I think it was.
I don't think so.
Just one of those things that caught the moment.
I don't think it was a great album. I think there was a couple of great songs on it, but overall, not particularly great. Although he's still around, Pete. He's still
around, but he was always second tier. He was the band called Humble Pie before he had his solo album.
Yes.
And the solo album was a huge success, and now he's back to second tier.
I saw him on, I don't know, was it Colbert or one of those late shows?
Yes.
He was doing Do You Feel All Right on there. With had the voice box and everything.
Move on.
But he was sitting down.
Move on.
He had to sit down. He couldn't stand up.
Of course, yeah.
Well,
you get to a certain age.
Probably could have stood up, but he was, he was
probably all those drinking drugs and everything, yeah.
He looked all right. I mean,
Did he feel all right?
In fact, someone should have asked him the question.
Speaking of old,
how
about Neil Diamond?
Oh, God.
Now, Neil Diamond now is not one of my favourites. Not one of my favourites at all. But you've got to recall how big Hot August Night was.
It was massive. It was just constant.
And it doesn't matter what you the group the styling of music that you love. Hot August Night was great, and it really appealed to a lot of people. It appealed to us, and still does. I like it.
I remember it was a huge album, obviously, and then when he came out and did a concert tour, it was one of the biggest concert tours that was going on.
Yeah,
it was in all the big live venues, like I think it was in the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Yeah.
And huge big concert. Same in Melbourne. I don't know where it was in Melbourne. Probably the Myer Music Bowl, somewhere like that. Massive. He was massive. The album was massive. He was just fantastically huge across the world. And then he did Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
And shut it all down.
Why did he do that, Nick?
I had to make a living.
Anyway.
It documents a concert that he did, a series of 10 shows, sold out 10 shows at the Greek Theatre in Los Angeles.
I've seen the Greek Theatre.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's pretty nondescript. It's just a
every major city in the US seems to have one.
It's kind of like the Myer Music Bowl type thing, with a big car park around it, as you do in America.
Absolutely, yeah. Everything has a car park around
that's it. So
including the car park,
because there's no public transport anywhere. So, and it's fairly uninspiring to say the least. But over those 10 nights, he produced some great music and ended up being one of the most not influential, but biggest albums of the era.
And still is. Still a top seller.
I listened to it the other week, actually.
It's great, isn't it?
Great.
I really love it. We had one of our friends who said to me, it's not really the sort of stuff you guys talk about, is it? I said, well, yeah, we talk about music that's influenced us through our lives. And this album...
it was huge.
It was absolutely huge. What about the cover shot that shows him with all of this? He's just shaking his head, and there's all this bloody hair flying around
everywhere, and he looks like he's wearing like his Indian denim outfit sort of thing.
Indian denim, I like it.
Yeah, like he had all the sort of the, I don't even know what they are, but like as in Indian as in American Indian type stuff.
Oh yeah,
decoration.
It's the 70s, rock stars. You know, they dress like that. You know.
Brother Love, fantastic.
And he was asked. I heard him on an interview, and he was asked about that photo, and Diamond's answer was, well, the question was, what were you doing there? You know, how come your hair's all up in the air and so on? And Diamond says, I have no idea. I thought, look how much hair I've got. There will come a day when I don't have quite so much hair. If you've got it, flaunt it. I used to have a lot of hair too. I used to have hair like that. I used to have more hair than Neil Diamond on the cover of that album. Now I don't.
No, because I don't think Neil does either anymore.
No, he's very conservative.
That was a great album, though. It really was. Particularly, and if you think about it, you know, like you start really quiet and builds and builds and builds, and it's a great start to an album.
Yeah. He talks to the audience, and he talks to the audience. It's not like, hello, Cleveland, great to be here. It's, he's really talking to the audience, and he says, hello, tree people, I'm singing for you as well. And people throughout the years say, what the bloody hell are tree people? Well, you've seen the venue, and because it's an amphitheatre, all the way around the back of it, it's got a whole lot of trees, which provided the design of it.
Having a free concert.
Absolutely. And it's a well-known, and still is, a well-known trait of that venue that people look for new ways to get the show for free.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. There's I read an article where the bloke was talking about the tree people, and he said, look, I've gone to this venue, and I found a bloke outside sitting in a folded-down beach chair, and another bloke turned up on a horse, listened to the show, and rode off. So this album, it's great. There's no drugs, no distortion, but a bunch of very well-written, very well-crafted songs, performed with a lot of energy. For a bloke who had a reputation as a bit of a folkie.
Because if you listen to some of the original recordings, they're a bit dull.
They're folky stuff, yeah, exactly right.
Dull,
yeah.
Dull, and a bit sort of trite, some of it. Like Crunchy Granola can be a little bit, sort of...
Yeah. But he let it all rip on this album.
Porcupine pie.
Yep, absolutely.
But, but then you get a Cherry Cherry. What a great song. Huge. And, it's fantastic. Great album, and just a fantastic rendition of all those songs that were better for the live presentation than, and often they're not.
It's not always the case. You're dead right, yeah.
Often not, but it's a fantastic presentation of live album.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well done, Neil.
Yep. Yeah, 2 fingers. Well done.
Well done, mate.
What about Layla?
Down.
Now, it's, for those who don't know, who just know the song, it's Eric Clapton, a.k.a. Derek and the Dominoes.
Mm.
Now, interestingly, he formed Derek and the Dominoes because he was sick of, there was, Clapton is God. That was the graffiti thing at this time of the year in 1970. So the late 60s and early 70s, Clapton could do no wrong. He was the man as far as guitar playing goes. There was Hendrix, maybe Jimmy Page, and Clapton, and that was it. Yeah, maybe Jeff Beck, but the graffiti was Clapton is God. And then once they released this album, the graffiti changed to Derek is Eric.
The thing that's interesting is that John Mayall, because Clapton was playing in the Blues Breakers with John Mayall,
yes,
and he left and basically went on to his solo career. John Mayall thought that he wasn't quite ready.
Which a bit of a shame, John.
Which I found funny. No, he should have stayed with us longer because he still had so much to learn. And
he picked up a lot.
He picked up a lot. He seemed to have got on all right.
Yeah.
Over the years, but I just thought that's interesting, isn't it? Like, okay, whatever, John.
What I do find interesting over the years about Clapton is that of all the guitar players that we've mentioned, we've got Beck, we've got Page, we've got a few others, some of the later ones from the 70s and 80s, Van Halen, anybody in a heavy metal band, that sort of thing. All got egos the size of Texas, and they all push themselves to the fore when they're playing, the band's playing. It's always real stretching out guitar music. Clapton's the opposite. He plays his version of Layla, that slow acoustic version. Doom, 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 doom. He's very happy when he was in concert for Bangladesh, very happy to sit in the background as a rhythm guitarist. He can play, and we all know he can play, but he doesn't need to prove it at every moment. And look, the same with this album. It's not likely, it's not often you're going to find an album, you're going to find an artist of Clapton's stature in the industry who's going to invite another gun guitarist onto his album to play. So Layla is Dwayne Allman. That that Dwayne bloody Allman. And the song, the original song from the album, the piano outro is Greg Allman.
Okay.
So,
okay. Which were they brothers?
Yes. From the Allman Brothers, funnily enough.
Okay. Tell me more.
Okay. Well, there you go. So, and that's a great album. I've had that for such a long time, that album, and I really, really love it. Its full name is Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs. It's from 1970, and it really is a very, very good album. And it's got great players, quite aside from the Allmans. The band that he put together: Jim Gordon, Carl Radel, Bobby Whitlock.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all.
Who died just recently.
Oh, poor Bobby.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's rush through a few others that we love, because I can see you looking frantically at the clock. But look, it's occasionally nice for us to go over time. That way people get really good stuff.
Fine.
Fleetwood Mac, Tusk.
Yeah.
They've just done Rumours and could do no wrong. You know, they
could do whatever they liked.
They could do absolutely whatever they like. They had a plane that flew every 2 weeks from Peru, full of nose powder,
just to keep them going,
just to make an album. So they did the same with Tusk, right? And the album, while they were making it, what's his name, Lindsey Buckingham, he wanted to try all sorts of different things, because at the end of the day, Rumours is a very straightforward album.
Cheers.
Guitar, bass, drums, and two girls singing. Happy days. So he wanted to try all sorts of things with Tusk, and the album became known within the corridors of the record label as Lindsay's Folly.
Because I heard, like, one of the things he was doing was he was doing vocals while doing push-ups on the floor.
Not surprised.
Because he was trying to get more stress into the sound of the vocals. So he was doing that.
He wanted Mick Fleetwood wanted a different drum sound, so he bought a leg of lamb from the butchers and was slapping that.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So I mean, Tusk is great. It's probably a sign of how good those musicians were, but what a wank! An absolute bloody wank. At the end of the song Tusk, Hernan Rojas, the audio engineer for the sessions, because there's a lot of South Americans in LA.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly, well, not anymore. But
well, they're gradually getting cleared out.
That's right. Yeah. So he recorded some Chilean profanities, as they say, that were included in the song at the end of that song. Puta la chago, I shit on the whore. Nice stuff. Yeah, really
nice.
Good.
That's
what about,
nice.
Yeah, The Wall by Pink Floyd.
Ah, well, there you go. Top of the pops.
Oh, great album.
Great album.
Yeah. This is the album that broke Pink Floyd. Yeah. They just got to the end, and what's his name? Waters and Gilmour irrevocably broke down. Waters' ego just led to him constantly reviling the other two, Waters and Mason. Not Waters, Nick Mason and
Dave Gilmour.
Dave Gilmour, and it'll come to me in a moment.
Yeah, but Waters was just an absolute prick.
He is. He was, really, and he is.
He he just is.
Yeah, but the album is terrific.
They were just he saw that the other musos brought nothing to the album.
He actually said that. Yeah,
they didn't bring anything to. I brought everything. It's all me. I've laid my heart and soul on the line for this album.
Do you know what? If he'd shut up, people would have said that anyway. You've written a great album. You and the guys have delivered this terrific album, but he had to claim it was all himself.
And Roger is truly one of the greatest musos in modern history. Blah 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 blah. Gilmour remains one of the greatest guitarists. Blah blah blah. But no, I have to tell everybody and.
He even slagged off Gilmour. Comfortably Numb was Roger Waters. Gilmour, guitar playing was good, but he didn't bring anything to the song. That's all me. Yeah.
Yes.
When they played live, when they played this album live, part of the stage show was tradesmen building a wall in front of the band.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's really quite inventive. You know,
They probably could have just built a wall around Waters.
that would have been good.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah, just cut off his mic.
That would have just been perfect.
And
But
go
it
on.
is, without doubt, one of the greatest double albums ever.
It certainly is. It certainly is. It's a song cycle, a bit like a rock opera. Yeah. Although, I mean, I think that's one thing that Waters hasn't gone to is calling it a rock opera.
Yeah, but it's kind of almost. It's not a rock opera, but certainly
It uses themes as we go through. Another brick in the wall gets repeated 4 or 5 times.
a thematic presentation of a story.
A thematic mantra. Nice work, Jeffrey.
Whoa.
Yes. Yeah. Some of the lyrics were really terrific, and despite the fact that he's a complete jerk, Waters wrote some fantastic stuff. One of My Turns. He really nailed the rock star ego. I'll do what I like, and I can do what I bloody like because I'm a rock star. Starts with the sort of sound snippets as Dark Side of the Moon. People talking. Oh, what a great apartment!
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, found sound snippets, TV movies before the conversation moves into Pink's head.
Yeah.
Right, so it's really well done, and so you hear these found sounds, you hear these conversation snippets from TV, and then you hear Waters say, "Day after day," I won't sing it. "Day after day, love turns grey, like the skin of a dying man. And night after night, we pretend it's all right, but I have grown older, and you have grown colder, and nothing is very much fun anymore." Yeah, pretty heavy duty. Then it goes to In the Flesh, which is the one that Waters is still reviled for today, where he's documenting Pink's descent into madness. He gets up on stage and he takes the position that, who are these people coming to see? Who let these people in to see my concert? I only want good people who appreciate. And he says, this one looks Jewish, or that one looks Jewish, and that one's a coon. Who let this riffraff into the room? No one can endorse that type of discussion, but you got to look at it from the point of view that he was documenting Pink as going mad and going megalomaniac. The fact that it was real and reflecting Waters as well, irrelevant. It's a piece of art. I don't endorse calling anybody any of the names that he does, but realistically, what's the concept? What's the context of this song? And I think that's what it is. So
he's the other thing that was quite good, I thought, was the cover. It's a great cover. And it's one of those album
excellent
covers.
cover, yeah.
One of those album covers with so much going on in it, on what looks like a relatively plain cover. There's so much going on in there.
Yeah, little bits sneaking through
Yes.
under different bricks in the wall.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a great album.
Yeah, it was made into a film
Yes.
with Bob Geldof as Pink. How fitting.
And it was a cartoon originally, though, wasn't it?
No, the film had elements of the cartoon. The
Sorry,
fellow who
you're
did the
right.
cover work,
You're right.
He animated elements of the movie.
That's right. I forgot. Yes, that's right. And then there's, like the marching hammers and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, terrific stuff.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yellow Brick Road, we've mentioned that.
I think we've done Yellow Brick Road to death, but it is a sensational album and well worthy of great double albums, without doubt.
Absolutely. Zeppelin Physical Graffiti, we mentioned that before. Let's move on.
It's got some of my favourite songs on that album.
Which one? Zeppelin?
That Kashmir, obviously,
Love
Rover,
Kashmir.
and stuff like that. It's fantastic. There's some great songs on there. And the Clash we talked about.
You can see we're rushing through here.
We're rushing
folks.
a little bit. But
we can get to this one.
The Clash.
No, not the Clash. No,
Rolling Stones. Let's do Rolling Stones.
The Clash, a double and a triple album in a fairly brief career. Yeah. Did somebody say Indulgent? I'm not that excited with the Clash.
I never have been.
I can pick half a dozen albums from that ethos and that style, that genre.
London Calling's a great song.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, Rock the Casbah also. So, not criticising the songs, but a double album and a triple album, it just doesn't work.
Move on.
my favourite double album
in
of
history of
all
time. Yep.
of all time, the Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street, which was panned when it was released.
Was it?
Yes.
Who panned it? One of those fucking dickhead
Rolling
riders.
Stone. Look, they had to get out of England because England had a tax of over 90% of wealth tax.
And everybody was leaving. Or a lot of the musos were
Absolutely,
leaving.
yeah,
Or,
yeah.
making their residences in another country, basically.
That's right, yeah. So they had to record an album, and this is in the middle of the end of their golden period. Sticky Fingers, Beggar's Banquet.
Yep.
Just beautiful stuff.
Yep.
Just a group of 5 albums, and this is the final one. The cover's a little bit like U2, Achtung Baby. A whole
Yes,
lot of little small photos.
It is.
Which is one of the joys of a double album.
I don't know how
gatefold cover.
I have no idea how they stole that from them. From U2, given that it was done later.
That's right. It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
Maybe you two were talking about it.
when they were children.
That's right. They do that. Yes. Yeah. But it's a really good cover, and it's a whole lot of freaks.
I was going to say some very interesting photos on there.
Yeah. But the album, it was criticised for being inconsistent, muddy sound. Not a consistent roll, not Sticky Fingers, a whole lot of different things. And you know what? Every one of those criticisms is why I love this album. This album sounds like the Rolling Stones getting together and just playing and enjoying it.
In a drug den in southern France with a backup, with a mobile recording truck.
Absolutely, yes. And it's just fantastic. I listened to it again on the drive up here, and it is just so good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Rip This Joint, Shake Your Hips, Tumble and Dice. You cannot go past this album. Anyone who does hasn't listened to it.
Yeah.
I would think.
And there's so many great stories that revolve around the album,
absolutely.
like drugs and gangs and mafia and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It just is just a fantastic. It's a play in itself, the play of life and the album. It's fantastic.
It is, yeah, and the slipshod recording program that they had there. They had no scheduling. Nobody, you all got to be here at 9 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever. They had no schedule. So it was whoever turned up, that's what they recorded. The song, Happy, which is one of the Stones, certainly the best Stones song with Keith at the front. And one of the best Stones, I Need Your Love to Keep
Me Happy.
Only 3 of them. Keith, Bobby Keys on the sax.
Oh, yeah.
And Jimmy Miller, who was the producer, on the drums. Which is really funny, a producer of music playing drums.
It was probably like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that, I'm assuming.
That's right. They said, well, we're recording Happy, and those 3 were the ones who turned up. Yeah, so Happy Days. No one else turned up, so they went with what they got. And it's a great song. It really is. It's it encapsulates the Stones.
Yeah, no, fantastic. It's a great album, and probably never really regained the greatness of that album.
Oh no, I think that they did some good songs through the 70s, but they never did another great album.
Yeah.
Some good songs on Some Girls, Undercover, Black and Blue, which I didn't really like as an album, but they had the occasional good song on it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They've always had the occasional good song.
Yeah, even their later albums, as they collected the pension, they collect the pension, record another song, and occasionally some of them were really good.
Yeah,
but not. You're dead right. Exile on Main Street is the last consistent great album that the Stones did, and it is terrific.
Mick, on that note, we will say thank you, Rolling Stones, and thank you to all our other artists on their great double albums, and we will call it quits.
I think so, mate. And you can, if you like this one, you can send us some notes about what you think is your favourite double album of all time. Sometime in next season, we'll do best albums of the 80s, and there's some crackers in there as well.
Thanks,
best
Mick.
double albums.
Thanks, Mick, and bye for now. Well, that's a wrap, and thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. And if you like this, tell your friends about us. Also, contact us at mickandthefatman@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks very much. See you next time.